Hi, I'm Mary, and today I want to share a story about how my life with my husband, Aaron, took an unexpected turn that changed everything. Our lives were pretty simple. We both worked from home, enjoying the peace and routine we had built together. It was just the two of us until one day, Aaron's sister, Karen, showed up unannounced with her daughter, Teresa. It wasn't the first time Karen had dropped Teresa off for a few hours, but this time marked the beginning of a new chaotic chapter in our lives. "Hey, I'm really caught up with some things. Can Teresa stay with you today?" Karen asked, her voice rushed as she barely waited for a response. She practically pushed the stroller into our living room. At first, it was just a few hours here and there, and we didn't mind. Teresa was a delight, her laughter filling our home with a warmth we hadn't realized was missing. But soon, Karen's visits became more frequent, and her stays longer, often without any prior notice. One evening, as Aaron and I were in the middle of a project deadline, Karen called. "I need to leave Teresa with you for a couple of days. I'm heading out of town for an emergency," she said, sounding desperate. "But Karen, we have a huge presentation tomorrow. We really can't." I started to protest, but she had already hung up. An hour later, Teresa was on our doorstep, sleeping peacefully in her carrier, unaware of the inconvenience her mother had just created. As days turned into weeks, Aaron's patience began to wear thin. "We can't keep adjusting our lives like this. It's not fair to us or to Teresa," he vented one night as we tried to rework our schedules yet again to accommodate another one of Karen's last-minute drop-offs. I know. Let's sit down with Karen this weekend and set some hard rules. She needs to understand that we have our own lives," I suggested, hoping we could bring some order to the chaos. That weekend, we sat down with Karen over coffee, trying to express our concerns. "We love Teresa, you know that, but we need more predictability. We can't keep functioning this way," Aaron explained, trying to keep his tone neutral. "Yeah, sure, I get it. I'll try to give you more heads up next time," Karen replied nonchalantly, brushing off the seriousness of our request. Despite our conversation, nothing changed. Karen's promises to plan better were empty, and Teresa's surprise stays continued, straining not just our schedules but our marriage too. Every time Karen called, my heart sank, knowing the disruption each call brought with it. Our story was turning into a cycle of frustration and makeshift solutions as Aaron and I struggled to balance our unexpected role as part-time parents with our professional responsibilities. But through it all, our bond with Teresa only grew stronger. Her presence was a silver lining in the storm that had become our daily lives. As the weeks turned into months, I realized that despite the challenges, Teresa had become a part of our family in a way we never expected. But little did we know, the real storm was yet to come, one that would test us in ways we couldn't imagine. We were wrapping up at a conference when my phone exploded with notifications, frantic texts from our neighbor, and several missed calls from an unknown number. My stomach sank as I stepped outside to call back. "You need to come home now. There's a serious situation with Teresa." Our neighbor's voice trembled through the phone. Aaron and I rushed home, our minds racing with worst-case scenarios. As we pulled up, our usually quiet street looked like a scene from a drama show, with police cars and a social services vehicle parked outside our house. My heart dropped. "What's going on?" "We're Teresa's aunt and uncle," Aaron said as we approached the officer in charge. "We received a call about a child left unattended. Can you explain why the child was alone?" The officer questioned sternly. Before we could answer, Karen burst through the crowd, her face a mix of panic and anger. "This is all a misunderstanding. I just left her for a little bit. They're always home." "Karen, what were you thinking? We were at a conference. We told you," I said, trying to keep my voice steady despite the anger bubbling inside. The social worker stepped forward, her expression serious. "We need to sort this out properly. It's clear there's been neglect." "No, you don't understand. Teresa is not our child." "We didn't even know Karen was going to drop her off today," Aaron interjected, his voice firm. The social worker took notes while the police talked amongst themselves. Karen stood there, shifting from foot to foot, her usual defiance replaced with a nervous twitch. "Look, we take care of Teresa a lot, but there was no arrangement for today. Karen knows we have professional commitments," I explained, hoping to shed some light on the chaos. The officer nodded. "We'll need to verify all these details. For now, we need to ensure Teresa is safe." As they spoke, I couldn't help but I glanced over at Teresa, who was being held by another officer. Her small face was filled with confusion and fear, and my heart ached to see her like that, caught in the middle of an adult mess. After hours of discussions and calls, the immediate crisis was diffused. The officers and social worker eventually left, but not before making it clear that a follow-up visit was on the horizon. Karen apologized half-heartedly before leaving, but the damage was done. I can't believe she just left Teresa like that. What if something had happened? Aaron said, his face etched with worry after everyone had gone. We need to do something, Aaron. We can't let this happen again. Teresa could have been seriously hurt. I replied, my mind racing with the implications of the day's events. Yeah, we need legal advice. We have to protect Teresa, and frankly, ourselves too. This can't go on, Aaron agreed, his usual calm demeanor replaced by a resolve I hadn't seen before. As we settled back into the quiet of our home, the events of the day replayed in my mind. It was clear that our informal arrangement with Karen had to end. For Teresa's sake, and for our peace of mind, we needed a solid plan, one that would ensure her safety and our legal protection. But as I watched Teresa sleeping peacefully in her temporary crib, unaware of the turmoil around her, I knew this was just the beginning of a long and complicated journey. We need to talk about Teresa's future, Aaron said as we met with a family lawyer the following week. We're considering foster care or even adoption if that's what's best for her. The lawyer nodded as she sorted through some papers. Given the circumstances, fostering is a viable option, but you'll need to start the process formally. There's a lot involved: home visits, background checks, and several court dates. Whatever it takes, I replied, determination settling in. The thought of Teresa being anywhere but safe was unbearable. Meanwhile, Karen's visits dwindled as her own issues mounted. When she did show up, the tension was palpable. Why are you doing this? You're trying to take my daughter, Karen accused during one of her increasingly rare and heated visits. It's not about taking anyone. It's about what's best for Teresa. You're her mother, Karen, but you can't even tell us when you'll pick her up or drop her off. Aaron countered, frustration bleeding through his measured tone. I'm her mother. You think you can do this better than me? Karen's voice cracked, a mix of anger and despair. We are doing this because we have to, Karen. Someone has to be stable for Teresa, I added, hoping to soften the blow. The legal process was slow and grueling. Teresa became more and more attached to us, her routine with us providing a stark contrast to the sporadic appearances of her mother. Each court appearance, each home visit from social services felt like stepping onto a battlefield, fighting for the right to give Teresa a normal life. Mrs. and Mr. Smith, we've observed Teresa's interaction with both of you. It's clear she views you as her primary caregivers, the social worker noted during one visit, scribbling notes as Teresa played quietly at my feet. We just want what's best for her, Aaron explained, and I squeezed his hand, thankful for his unyielding support. As the court date approached to decide Teresa's future, Karen seemed to unravel further. You can't take her from me. I'll fight you, she warned over the phone one evening. We don't want to fight, Karen. We want Teresa to have a stable home. Why can't you see that this is bigger than any of us? I tried to reason with her, but it felt like talking to a wall. The day of the ruling, we sat in a courtroom, hands intertwined, the weight of the past months bearing down on us. Karen was there, looking worn and defeated. The court has decided to grant temporary custody to Mary and Aaron Smith, with the possibility of moving towards adoption if conditions do not improve for the biological mother, the judge finally declared. Relief washed over me, tinged with sadness for Karen. As we walked out of the courthouse, Karen approached us. Take good care of her, that's all I asked, she said, her voice soft and resigned. We will, Karen. We promise, Aaron replied, compassion in his voice. As we drove home, the sun was setting in a brilliant display of oranges and reds. I looked at Teresa in the rearview mirror, her eyes sleepy but content. The road ahead would be long and perhaps never easy, but as long as Teresa was with us, it felt right. Her laughter filled the car, a sound now as essential as air, and in that moment I knew we had made the right decision, no matter how hard it had been to get there. Let's get this room fixed up for Teresa. She deserves a space of her own, Aaron said as we surveyed the guest room, now destined to become Teresa's nursery. Paint samples and fabric swatches were spread out on the floor, a kaleidoscope of potential. I think she'd love this sunshine yellow. It's bright and happy, just like her, I suggested, holding up a swatch. Aaron nodded, and we set to work transforming the room into a haven for Teresa, assembling furniture and decorating the walls with cheerful decals. As we worked, our conversations often drifted to Karen and how we could facilitate a healthy relationship between her and Teresa. It's important for Teresa to know her mother, no matter what's happened, I mused, smoothing down a decal. Absolutely. I'll reach out to the social worker and set up a schedule for supervised visits. We need to ensure it's structured and safe. Aaron agreed, his voice firm but thoughtful. The first supervised visit was set for the following week at a local park. Karen arrived looking nervous but hopeful. Teresa ran toward her, a small giggle escaping as she flew into her mother's arms. "It's good to see you, Teresa," Karen whispered, hugging her tightly. "I've missed you so much." "We've set up some ground rules, Karen. It's important that these visits are positive for Teresa," I said, watching them closely. "I understand. I don't want to cause any more trouble. I just want to be part of her life, even if it's like this," Karen replied, her eyes not meeting mine. As they played, Aaron and I discussed our approach moving forward. We should keep these visits regular but always supervised. Maybe over time, we can revisit the terms. Agreed, but for now, we need to keep control, I said, watching Aaron's gaze linger on Teresa and Karen, who were now laughing together. "Let's just see how these visits go. We can adjust as needed," Aaron responded thoughtfully. Over the next few months, the visits became a routine part of our lives. Karen seemed to stabilize somewhat, her interactions with Teresa growing more natural, yet the shadow of past events lingered as a reminder of the boundaries we had set. During one visit, Karen appeared more upbeat than usual. "I've been taking some classes and I'm trying to get a better job. I want to be someone Teresa can be proud of," she shared during a quiet moment. "That's great to hear, Karen. It's good for Teresa to see you working to improve things," I acknowledged, feeling a cautious optimism. As the year progressed, Aaron and I revisited the arrangement. "Do you think we should start allowing Karen a little more leeway with the visits?" I asked one evening, considering Karen's progress. "Maybe," Aaron replied, always cautious. "Let's discuss it with a social worker and see what she thinks. Karen has been doing well, and it might be time to test slightly relaxed conditions." With each step, whether painting a nursery or navigating the complexities of supervised visits, Aaron and I found our rhythm in this new life. Despite the challenges, or perhaps because of them, our family felt stronger, more resilient. Teresa's laughter had become the heart of our home, and every decision, every effort was made to nurture that sound. As we moved forward, cautious yet hopeful, I knew that no matter the complexities of the past, our future was something we could shape into something beautiful, for Teresa and for us. Can you believe how fast Teresa is growing up? She's reading already, Aaron marveled, watching Teresa curled up in a corner of her room, absorbed in a picture book. "It's amazing. She's like a little sponge, soaking up everything," I replied, my heart swelling with pride at her eagerness to learn. At one of our family barbecues, Karen arrived a bit early to help set up, a sign of how much she had changed over the years. "You know, Aaron, Mary, I can't thank you enough for what you've done for Teresa. Seeing her so happy and healthy, it means the world to me," Karen said, handing her a stack of plates to set on the table. "We're glad you're here too, Karen. It's been good for Teresa to have you in her life in a way that's healthy for everyone," Aaron said. "Hey Mom, look what I drew at school today." Teresa ran over, waving a colorful drawing of our family, including Karen. "That's beautiful, sweetie. You included everyone." I praised her, and she beamed with joy. "Yeah, I wanted it to have all the people I love," Teresa explained, pointing at each figure she had drawn. As the afternoon waned, Karen sat down next to me, watching Teresa play with her cousins. "She's really thriving with you. I've been going to therapy, really working on myself. It's not easy, but seeing Teresa like this helps a lot." "It sounds like you're really making progress, Karen. That's great to hear," I responded, genuinely happy for her efforts. "Yeah, I just wish I'd gotten help sooner, but I guess we all come to things in our own time," Karen reflected, her tone tinged with regret, but also hope. As Teresa's birthday approached, I felt a deep sense of fulfillment. Aaron and I had stepped into roles we never planned for, but now I couldn't imagine our lives any other way. We have formed a family, not just through blood, but through choice, love, and patience. Watching our little girl laugh, her life a tapestry of love and resilience, I knew we had done something truly wonderful. Now that our story has reached its conclusion, I have a thought-provoking question for you all. Do you think Karen should have been given a chance to be more involved in Teresa's life earlier, considering her efforts to improve herself? Or did Mary and Aaron make the right decision by waiting until she proved her stability? This touches on themes of redemption and trust, and I'm eager to hear your thoughts in the comments below. How would you balance the well-being of a child with the rights of a parent who is trying to turn their life around? If you enjoyed this story and the discussion it sparked, please don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel for more content like this. Your engagement helps us keep these stories coming.